What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through my brand new 2018 Specialized Fuse Comp 6 Fatty, and yeah, it's sick, so I'm just going to go through all the specs on the bike and then I'm going to take it for a ride. So to start off with the frame, so this is a 2018 Comp Fuse, so it's a 6 Fatty, but it's also capable of running 29-inch tires, so you can run 29-inch wheels or 650B wheels with the plus size tire, which is really cool. So yeah, two bikes in one, really sweet. You got this awesome matte black with this really hyper red on here, and it just contrasts really well and makes for a really awesome, sleek looking bike. So yeah, when I was looking at this bike, I was looking at the geometry, and I'm normally riding a large stump jumper. And I looked at the geometry on this. It's about in between the medium and the large, the stump jumper for the medium fuse. So I thought I'd go with the shorter bike, make it a bit more playful, hopefully a bit more fun, because at the end of the day this bike's just to ride around and have fun on. So yeah, medium frame. It also has a lower standover height over the large, so the large comes up a little bit higher. So that's why I went with the medium. So it's a nice low standover height, low top tube, and really gets that frame down and out of the way, but it still has plenty of room in the top tube. Onto the fork, got a Manitow Matchet, so it's 120mm of travel. It's a 29er fork, just like the frame, so you can run a 29-inch wheel, but it's boost spacing, so you got 110mm on the front there, so you can run the fatty tire as well. Sort of a basic fork, not a lot of adjustment. You get compression adjustment at the top here, rebound at the bottom, and air on the side. So just your basic air fork. Coming up to the top, we've got a 50mm Specialized stem on there, and I've switched out the original bars for a set of S-Works carbon DH bars. They're at 800mm now, probably going to cut them down to about 780 or 760, depending on how they feel. 38mm rise, so it really gets that front end up a little higher than the old bars, makes it a bit more playful, so you can get it on the back wheel a little easier. Got these Tektro brakes here. I've never used Tektro brakes before, so this will be a first for me. Quad piston on the front, dual piston on the rear. They look like they got a fair bit of bite on them, but I don't know, I'll have to get out and get a ride on them just to see how they actually go. To the wheels, got a Stout Pro 650B plus size wheels. So they're a sealed bearing hub with a fatty rim on there, so just a wider internal rim, so you can run the wider tire without worrying about the bead popping off. So I've got that front and rear, the Stout Pro hubs with the Stout rims. To tires, you've got Purgatory grid Specialized on the front in a 3.0 and a ground control grid on the back 3.0. I've set them up tubeless with a Stan's valves, tape and sand sealant. So hopefully these tires, I should be able to get them down nice and low pressures. I actually don't have a pump with me now to check my pressures, but I'm just going off feel, and they're around 20-25. I'll probably end up dropping them down a little bit lower once I get used to them. To the drive chain, Stout Pro cranks. They're just a basic crank with a 28 tooth spiderless chainring on there, and we've got SRAM NX on the drive chain, so that's your shifter, derailleur and your cassette. Just your basic SRAM, but it does the trick. 11-speed cassette gives you plenty of gear range, and yeah, it makes it nice and easy to go back up the hill. Just got a basic dropper post on here. I'm not entirely sure on what brand it is, but yeah, it's 120mm of travel. It's actually got a really nice and smooth accusation there, and it's got a nice Specialized dropper lever on there as well, so that's what I'm used to with the stump jumpers. So it's the same dropper lever as on the stump jumper. Feels nice the same in there, like a shifter grid. Then I switched out the Specialized hinge saddle on here for a Phantom because it's just a bit sleeker and a bit more comfortable. And lastly, I just waxed these two bottle cages on here, so they're just Specialized Z cages, and I've also got the Specialized SWAT tool that goes on your back of your Z cage here, because that's just handy to have a tool wherever you go. So yeah, I'm super excited to get out and give this bike a test because it looks sick. I just wanted a bike that would be fun and awesome out on the trails, just to jump on and ride. I want to be able to take it everywhere, do whatever I want on it. So yeah, so let's jump out and see how this bike handles the trails. So yeah, after riding it, it's sick. No, the 6 fatty tires really held the grip. So coming into the corners, any of the flat stuff where you normally would think you're going to slip out, the tires just really held, and you could just push into the corner and get that pump out of the corner. So I really liked that. Being a hardtail, so the goods and the bads. The goods, it was super playful, super light and easy to just pop around, like you hop, jump, pop, manual, all that sick stuff. It was so much fun. Also being a hardtail though, every time you cased something or if you hit a rock funny, you felt it. So the tires took up a lot of the little rocks, so they took up a lot of the small bump, and the fork on the front has actually felt really nice compared to what I thought it did. But yeah, all the bigger hits you could feel definitely with the hardtail. Climbs well, so I'm not a great climber, but it definitely does climb a lot better than the Stumpy that I'm riding. Probably a little bit high at the front end for climbing since I put the 38mm rise bar on there, but other than that, it does go up the hill pretty well, and then it comes down and smashes it back down as well. I was surprised at how stable it was at high speed. So when you're riding, I felt stable. I'm not sure whether that was the longer front end for the medium or the fatter tires, but it just really held on, and you didn't get squirmy when you were going down the faster straights. But other than that, it was just a great fun bike to ride. I definitely think a larger travel fork on the front will make the bike a little bit more aggressive. So if you want the more traily feel, probably a 130 or 140mm fork on the front over the 120 would definitely bring the front end up, slacken the front end out, and probably make it just a bit more aggressive for the downhills. But that would also compromise and make it a little bit harder to go back up the hill. But other than that, I'm so stoked on this bike, and I can't wait to see what I can do with it. So yeah, I'm gonna seriously see how far I can push this bike. I'm gonna do whatever I can on it. I'm gonna see what it's actually capable of, because I think it's literally the most capable bike I could think of. So if you want to see me thrash this bike, if you want to see me ride skate parks, dirt jumps, downhill, do tricks, all that sort of cool stuff that I do on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you found it interesting, if it helped out, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.